Welcome to the World Academy. So, my name is Vanisha, and I will be dealing with the subject economics. So, today we are going to learn chapter 2, economic planning in India. So, today we are going to learn what is the economic planning in India. India is said to be a vast country with multiple problems faced by its population. So, as we all know, India is a country where multiple problems are faced by the population and multiple problems are faced by the economy, isn't it? So the British ruled the country for nearly 2 years, right? 2 centuries, and exploited its resources for their benefit and not for the benefit of India. And after that, British left India in 1947, where we got freedom. But at that time, there was nothing to be proud of or to be happy of except we got freedom, right? So today we are going to learn about the economic planning that was done to solve all the economic problems in India. So let's move on. So the problems were many before the Indian government. We were facing lot of problems. The Indian people were facing lot of problems, right? So Indian government, they had lot of things to do. They had to think how to solve these problems. So they came into an existence with a plan, with the economic plan. We know we have lot of problems like illiteracy, lack of healthcare, lack of infrastructure, etc. Okay, to solve this problem the government had to come with an idea, and that was economic planning in India. So today we are going to learn more about it. So economic planning is a process which involves the following steps. So today we are going to learn about the process of economic planning. Let's see what is the first step. So the first step that Indian government did was preparing the list of the problems facing by the economy. So our economy, the Indian economy was facing lot of economic problems. So what did India, the government do is first it started to prepare a list. Okay, first it started to prepare a list of all the problems that were faced by the Indian economy. And then the second step, the government rearranged the list. The government had to rearrange the list on the basis of priority. Okay, so the top priority issue which needs to be addressed immediately, and also the second top priority issue which should be addressed after that. So everything the government had to see, and then again the government had to rearrange the list on the basis of priority. The second step. And now let's move on to the third step. The next step is to identify the problems which have to be solved immediately and in the short run. Okay. So the government had to see which are the problems that had to be solved immediately and in the short run, and which are the problems that have to be addressed over the long period. So this government had to see and list down. Okay. Again, the government had to rearrange in the third step. Fourth step, fixing a target is important to achieve the desired goal. Okay, so the government had to fix a target. It might be the specific time, it might be a quantity, anything. Okay, but government had to fix a target to solve this problem. Okay, in long term cases, it should be clear how much of the problem will be solved, like 6 months, or else 1 year, or 2 years. So, what is the time limit that government needs to solve the problem? So, government had to see that. Okay. For example, it might be in production, it might be in the it might be the time limit also, it might be quantity, production, anything. But government had to fix a target. Okay. Let's move on to the fifth one, estimating the amount of resources. Okay, so the fifth step is the government had to achieve the target. To achieve the target, government had to estimate the amount of resources that are needed to solve this problem. Okay, it might be the financial resource, it might be the human resource, it might be the physical resource as well. Okay, there are three types of resources: financial, human, and physical resource. So the government had to estimate the amount of resources that are needed for achieving the target. The last step, mobilizing the resources, is another important task. So, as we know, there are three types of resources: financial, human resource, physical resource. So, here the government had to mobilize these resources. This was a very important task for the government. Okay, let's take an example of human resource. The government had to see what is the manpower that is required to solve this problem, how many people are needed, how many people have to work here to solve this problem. Everything government had to list down. Let's take an example of physical resource. So like what and all is included in physical resource, like it might be the buildings, vehicles, furniture, what and all is needed for the government to solve this problem or to achieve the target. Okay, it might be the vehicles, it might be the machines, it might be the stationaries or furniture. So everything government had to note down. So these were the six steps, six process, the six steps that involved in economic planning. I hope this is clear, right? Let's move on to the next one. So economic planning in India. So in economic planning in India, the economic planning in the sense, what did government do? Let's see about that. So government adopted a system that is 5 yearly planning. Okay, 5 yearly planning. So almost there are 12 5 year plans in India that is already done now. So 12 5 year plans in India. So these 12 5 years plans in India were introduced just to solve the economic problems in India. Okay, so you have already learned about this 5 year planning, right, in the first chapter. Now we are going to learn what were the economic planning the government did, and was it useful, was it needed. So everything we are going to learn in this chapter. So since there are to be solved, since these are to be solved over the long period, these are the problems that are to be solved over the long period. So the government of India adopted the 5 year plans. Okay, and 5 year plans were started first in the year 1951 for the development of the country. So today let's learn more about it. So, objectives of planning in India. So, there are six objectives that the government planned. Okay, first one is about economic growth, second one, increase in employment, third one, reduction in inequality of income, fourth one, reduction in poverty, fifth one, modernization of the economy, and the last one, ensuring social justice and equality. So, all these six objectives were planned by the government to solve all the economic problems. So let's learn about this detailing. Okay. First one, economic growth. So economic growth in the sense, the word itself tells it's about the growth of the country or the economy. So here we are going to learn two things: real national income and real per capita income. So real national income is nothing but it is the income of the total income of the country. Okay, it is the total income of the country, real national income, which means the total income of the country. Now real per capita income, what does that mean? Real per capita in the sense the average income per person in a country. Okay, real national income, just understand the difference. Real national income is nothing but it is the income of the country, whereas real per capita income is nothing but the average income per person. So when these both increased, there was economic growth. If these both decreased, then there was no economic growth. Okay, so the government's aim was there should be an economic growth. So increasing the total income or wealth of the country over time is known as economic growth. Let's move on to the second one. Increase in employment. So the government, what did government do? created more job opportunities for the people. Okay, why? There was unemployment problem in India, and to solve this problem, government had to provide job opportunities for the people. Let's see how did government did this. Okay, let's see an example here. Example, if the government starts building more roads, so what did government do? Government started to build the more roads, bridges, factories. So through this, what happened? Through this, people started to get job opportunities, right? Correct. When roads are built, bridges are built, factories are built, what's going to happen? People are going to get job in construction. People are going to get engineering job, the labor work. So through this, what happened? People started to get more job, especially the youth. They started to get more job opportunities. Okay, and increase in employment. This was done just for the development of the country. The people had to live a better life, and government had this in their aim. Okay, this. Let's move on to the third point. One second. Yeah, the third one, reduction in inequality of income. Now, there was a gap between the rich and the poor. Okay, there was inequality of income between the rich and the poor. So the government aim was to decrease the gap between the rich and the poor. Okay, so here the government's aim was only to decrease the gap that was there between the rich and the poor, so that inequality of income will be reduced. So planning helped the government to do this. Let's see what did government do to reduce the inequality of income. So if the government increased the taxes of the rich people and gave free education and healthcare to the poor. So what happened? The gap between the rich and poor started to balance, right? Here the rich people are like the rich people. These people are like they have to pay more tax, government have taxed them more, whereas the poor people they are given the education system, healthcare, free healthcare. So because of this, what happened? The income gap reduced. Okay, clear, right? Okay, let's move on to the fourth point, that is reduction in poverty. So India also faced poverty problem. Okay, so because of this, what did government do? Government wanted to reduce the poverty problem, so helping the poor people to improve their standard of living. Government wanted to improve their standard of living. So what did government do? Government, let me give an example, giving the ration cards to the poor families or launching schemes like mgnrega. Okay, so this the government started to do. Government started to give the ration cards for the poor people. Okay, government started to give ration cards to the poor families, and also launched a scheme known as mgnrega. Okay, so what does this benefit the people? How does it benefit? So through this, people started to get 100 days of work. Okay, through this scheme, the people started to get 100 days of work, because of which the poverty started to get reduced. When people are working, they can earn, right? When people are earning, the poverty gets reduced, isn't it? So this was the aim of the government. I hope you're clear with the fourth objective. Let's move on to the fifth one now. Modernization of the economy. So when government saw the India is facing lot of problems, economic problems, government wanted to make the economy a modernized economy. So what did government do? It started introduce new technology, better machines, and modern methods in all the sectors, industrial sector, agriculture sector, public sector, all these kinds of sectors. So government introduced new technology, better machines, and because of this, what happened? Modernization of the economy took place. Let me give one example for this. So using of the tractors, government started to use the tractor instead of bullock carts. Okay, instead of bullocks, government started to use tractors in farming. Okay, this is one example. Let me give one more example. Digital payments instead of cash. So olden days, what happened? People had to give the cash. Only cash was there. Only cash system. But now what happened? Digital payments have come, right? So because of this, what happened? India started to become a modernized country. So are you clear with this? Modernization of the economy. Let's move on to the last point. The last objective, ensuring social justice and equality. So let's see what does that mean. Okay, equal rights and opportunities to everyone. Okay, so there were weaker sections in the world, in the India. It might be SC, ST people, OBC people. So what did India do? Indian government do? It started to give equal rights. Let me give one example for this. So providing the reservations, government started to provide the reservation in education and in job facility to the SC, ST and OBC people, to the SC, ST, and OBC people. Okay, these were the backward classes. So the government of India started to provide the reservation in the education system as well as in the job system. So in both of them, the government started to provide reservation. So through this, what happened? It helped people to bring, it helped the government to bring the social justice and equality. So I hope you're clear with the sixth objective, right? So all these objectives, why this was done? Only there was one aim in the like one aim. What was that? The aim of the government. What was that? The aim of the government was to solve the all economic problems. There were a lot of economic problems that Indian population, the people were facing. And the government aim was just to solve these economic problems. Okay. And because of this, what did government do? And because of this, these all six objectives government introduced. All these six, I hope all the six objectives are clear. Right? Yes, students. So, thank you and have a nice day.